Hello, I'm Loki Legionson, and thank you for listening to another installment of Lokianism. Our intentions set the way and structure for chaos, and chaos is the way the universe operates. Action in the present has results in the future that are based on similar actions in the past. For everything we think, intend, say, and do now sets the events and conditions that we will experience in the future. For everything carries a certain energy frequency, which is thus imprinted in the web of chaos. For it is chaos that involves both polarities of positive and negative, because chaos contains both order and disorder, creation and destruction, light and darkness, day, night, the masculine and the feminine. Therefore, that which should happen, or is intended to happen, will happen. It is that which has been deposited into the well of chaos. This is woven into the fabric of reality, as we each perceive it to be. Chaos determines the outcome of any crucial event based on past actions or imprints of those involved. In this sense, chaos is choosing life or life's paths. All actions derived from either us or our ancestors is in relation to the well of chaos and the world tree, which bears fruit of past actions and activities. There are many layers or laws associated with chaos. These layers represent past deeds that have been done and set into motion. Our true intentions feed the structure of chaos. Through our intentions, we give life to action, and speaking layers of truth into existence. Chaos ensures that the present is built upon the past. The truth of our intention is the result of deeds, and these deeds and results would then run back into the structure of chaos, where they would again become part of the past. These deeds and their results do not just sink into chaos to be lost. There's a natural action of the deeds bubbling back to the surface, to be brought back to the present once again. It remains, however, an ever-changing, ever-growing pattern, with each layer representing a deed or related event being brought back from the past to present and then back again. The structure of chaos itself is the woven cloth that is the present fabric of reality of the past, and those threads are ever being woven into the weave which makes up the present. It's an imprint of frequency. It's one's own deeds that determine their own fate, so free will is ever present. Yet at times, when similar deeds have been repeated often enough, one's destiny may seem unchangeable. It is the repetition of deeds, which we call habit, that impacts the primal layer the most. And it is those deeds, once in the past, that lend their imprinted results to similar deeds in the present. We are also a reflection of our families, folk, and acquaintances, for what we do affects the chaos of our families, folk, and acquaintances, because of our intended association with them. We share a connection or thread of the web of chaos. Therefore, our threads vibrate at similar frequencies as those associated with our woven thread. Therefore, everything that we do now sets in motion the events that we will experience in the now of the future. So therefore, by the time you started this, that was now, and now as I speak, this is now. So we're always doing things that set the now into motion. With every thought that crosses our mind, once we grasp onto those thoughts, we allow those thoughts to feed us with a sense of the conditions and events that we experience, no less. So the question may be, well, what if I don't say anything? Is it still affecting what I experience? Yes, because our thoughts carry a frequency of energy. That energy is set into motion because eventually and inevitably we act upon that intention, either consciously or unconsciously or subconsciously. Now, what's the difference? Your conscious thoughts are there that you're acting upon and thinking about right now. That's everything that you're aware of, all the knowledge that you've gained and that you intend to use. Your unconscious is your, what I like to call autopilot. Autopilot is when you're just going through the motions and you're not really there and present, and you get through the day and you're going, okay, what just happened to me? That's unconscious. Subconscious is somewhere in between. It's something that you can, like where all of your thoughts generate in a sense. And basically all those thoughts that generate are everything that you've learned and been domesticated with and were taught and structured to believe. And that's how you do things or think you do things. And you can always change that structure by going in deeper. But a lot of times we don't think that we can, because we get caught up in this whole, well, that's just the way I am. And you allow yourself to become that which you were. So if you don't ever change anything right now, you always get stuck in that vicious loop cycle of repetitiveness. And the funny thing about that is you wonder why. You can't figure out why these things continue to happen. So that subconscious is kind of like the back burner. It's everything conscious and unconscious that's just kind of melding in the mix. It's everything that you intend to do, and it's also a combination of everything that you intend not to do. It is, but it isn't. So it's like heads on one side of the coin and tails on the other, only to find that it's the same coin. Now, when you're looking at that, it kind of goes with the whole thing that the heads, the tails, the whole coin is like the conscious, the unconscious, and the subconscious. It's all relative. It's positive, negative, and neutral. It's 3D. It's the North Pole, the South Pole, and the equator. It's morning, noon, and night. It's masculine, feminine, and the child. You know, it's all relative. It is chaos. It's a form of destruction and a form of creation. So you can't be somebody new and be awakened and illuminated and engulfed with this sense of unconditional love without destroying the bad habits of who you were. Now, those bad habits have to be destroyed. Now, whenever we hear the destruction of chaos, we think of something negative. We think of, oh my gosh, it's destruction, it's evil, it's bad, it's chaos. Everything is chaos. So to say that is kind of like a glass half empty. You know, you're looking at the pessimistic side of chaos. Look at the glass half full, or just look at the glass as it is, and that's chaos. So we're trying to determine the contents and the measurements, and it's down to 1/4, or it's about 1/4 full, or you know, we're always trying to determine things and depict things in our environment because we have to know the answer. And when we don't know the answer to something, we could become flustered. And when we involve ourselves with a negative group of people, well, that's where destruction comes into play. You have to destroy those friendships in order to grow, because you cannot thrive surrounded by that negativity. It's kind of like somebody that goes to a job and everybody's out on a smoke break and he's the only one left in there, and he's like, okay, well, I'm going to go out and have a smoke too, or I'm going to go out and just listen. And then eventually that listening turns into, okay, give me a cigarette. And then eventually he finds that, hey, I'm a smoker now. Well, are you or aren't you? Enjoy.